I don't think those are stories you're gonna want to hear. Nah, Leeds is pretty sick, man. Probably one of the funnest places in the one of the funnest places in the city, in the country. I mean, I come from Newcastle, and Leeds is like a slightly nicer version of Newcastle, so I kind of liked it. It's pretty awesome. It's fun. It's a good party city. It's a lot of stuff to do. Some good places to go. It's pretty sick, man. Right, let's do this. Kick off to the top left side. Our Blue Zerg player, who's going to be starting this series down by 1 because he did not come through the winner's bracket. He got knocked down to the loser's bracket earlier by his current opponent. In this rematch, it's the grand finals that takes Penthouse Party number 3. It's Solar to the top left-hand side of Interloper. Bottom right-hand side, the red Zerg player. Give it up, guys, if you're cheering on Serral. It's going to be windy in Newcastle in the next few days. Well, that doesn't bother me because I'm not even going to leave the house, am I? Oh, okay, that's a lie. I leave the house to come down to the studio. I'm actually really planning on just sleeping a lot the next few days, trying to recover. And also, we've got a few casts to do, but it'll be nice to not have, like, crazy 10-hour casts like we've been doing the last few days with the Penthouse Party. It'll be nice to just kind of do some, do some normal casts. And just, like, 4 or 5 hour casts. Casts where I can come in and be like, oh, I'm not going to actually sit in the room all day. So, sorry guys, that was just my phone plugging in. Gotta get some charge going. ZvZ! As we're setting up and get ready to go into this. Looking to see what's going to be happening. Ling speed on the way up and a Baneling Nest from Serral. It looks as though Solo's going to be bypassing the Ling speed and the Baneling Nest though, and he's just going to be going probably in towards Evo Chamber, Roach Rowan, and the Lair in the early stages of game. We'll just call it game number 2, because if we call it game number 1, people are going to be like, how's it game number 1? Yeah, that's what happens. When you ask why is it game number 1, you get killed on the spot. Immediately infected with a deadly cough that literally kills you, so you can't ask stupid questions anymore. Yeah, if we'll call it game number 2 and say game number 1 was the free win for Serral. Because otherwise people just get very confused, and it can be confusing in fairness. If I'm saying game 1, you just tune in, you don't understand that it's like you didn't hear before that someone started 1-0 up, etc. So we'll call this game number 2, as weird as that might be. As we get set up and see a Rotron coming on up here from Solar. So again, bypassing, well, not actually bypassing Ling speed fully. He's going into Ling speed now, so he might go for a bit of a Ling Roach follow-up here and kind of just go hyper-aggressive. If he doesn't drone any further and he just gets ready to build roaches, well, this could be very interesting, because obviously what we're missing from Solar is the Lair. And without the Lair, he's not going to have Roach speed. Without Roach speed, he's not really looking to play a long-term game. We're going to see this Lair on the way up. And so we're going to be seeing the Rotron building up in the natural expansion of Serral 2. A lot of Lings coming across the map here from Solar, actually. And he's going to be trying to go into a little bit of harassment. In fact, he's already going to hit this third base quite strongly. This Poe's drone locked on the wrong side of the Evo wall. Now, Serral sets up some bins to help him defend. But again, behind this, Solar is going to get ready to build a bunch of roaches. He is building a lair as well. Maybe he isn't going to build that many roaches. He is going to kill the third base, though. Serral cancels everything at the front. He already has a Roach Roaring. And he's got some bins to try and help him defend now, as some Lings from Solar will jump up in towards the main base. These Lings over here going to sit to the side. Solar not paying attention, nobody does at the last moment. And he makes the most out of this. Again, just a few Lings kind of getting set up and getting rolling here. Roach speed coming on through as well in that Roach run. And, yeah, not really anything too crazy, I guess. Just some Lings moving around. Looking to see what's going to happen. Some Banes coming on up here as well. Again, Solar and Serral. It's going to be going in a couple different directions. Serral will continue to harass up here. He's going to run into +1 Roaches. Roach speed now starting. He himself, Serral, doesn't actually have a lair either. And so Solar's really transitioned this into a bit of a stronger position overall so far. Bit of an interesting game so far. Different ways to open and so on throughout these early stages. And Again, being a bit of a weird way for the setup to go compared to what we might usually expect. You know, the initial lack of a lair, then a lair, and all these other bits and pieces. It's been pretty crazy. It's been pretty crazy. Just going to be seeing those Lings still just running on around. 5 more overloads on the way up from the Solar. Serral's actually got a bit of a push going himself right now. The thing is for Serral is that he doesn't have a lair to follow up with, right? So he really is committing quite a lot to this attack, this Roach Ravager Bane attack. So, I mean, obviously army supplies are kind of even, but Solar does not have anywhere near as much of a tech. He doesn't have as good an army, I guess, is the way we kind of usually say this, right? Those Bane's going to start crashing in, looking for some splash to just kind of get the initial wave of Roaches down to give Serral a bit of a momentum advantage. Another set of Banes coming in, crashing nicely into this here. Is it going to be enough, though? Those corrosive powers dropping. Does cancel a few Roaches. Serral, though, just does not really have the army supply to make this work. Serral's third hatch goes down again to a Ling counter, and Solar will pick up game number 2 and tie this up 1 apiece. 1-1 now. That's how, you know, and I mean, that's a title that would probably live with you forever, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, from personal experience, once you get named the Kalaris Slayer, I mean, do you ever go back to being not the Kalaris Slayer, you know? Yeah, Kalaris came in with a huge $100 donation to help us out with that BlizzCon goal the other day. Really was being an absolute hero, so shout out to Kalaris, guys. Cool guy. A cool guy. Bottom left-hand side from Splice, our blue Zerg player here in this grand final. He's evened it up, taken away that winner's bracket advantage. Can he come back through to win it, or can he keep on pushing? It's a best of 7, it's 1-1. 5 maps potentially remaining. The first to 4 will win it. This is to the bottom left. It is Solar, our blue Zerg. Top right-hand side, our red Zerg player from NC Sports, Serral. Can he become a 2-time Penthouse Party champion? He was the first Penthouse Party winner about a year ago. Can Solar become the second Zerg or the second Korean to win? There's so many storylines we could run with this one. I think definitely Serral being the 2-time champion would be the coolest way to put it. 4th place in the last Penthouse Party earlier this year. Oh, sorry guys. I'm really running low on the energies. Usually when we hit the finals, I get like some kind of a, you know, I get like a second wind, and I'm like, woo, the finals! Here we go, our boy Serral. He's going to rock this world tonight because he's been just unstoppable. And you know, I usually kind of get like a whole kind of set of energy to kind of work with, and then today it's just not there. It's just not there. It's weird. Funny, every time Serral plays against Solar, he goes down a map and then proceeds to win every map afterwards to win the series. Happened in the TLMC map cost test tournament, and it also happened earlier today in this runner bracket semi-finals, as he went 1-0 up, 1-0 down, and then won 3 in a row to win the series. ZvZ, as we see the third hatches coming up on either side. A little bit of a later third hatch here from Solar, who did just build a little bit of a faster bin in there. So a little bit of a difference on when they were mining gas and how much they mined. As we just see the single Zergling from Serral moving on around. Who will win the title of God King of StarCraft? I don't know. Who won't? Isn't everyone really just a God King of StarCraft at heart? Aren't we a nice place where we just let everyone be anything they want to be? You want to be a GSL champion? Sure, you're a GSL champion. You want to be a GSL champion? Fine, you be a GSL champion. Is that not how this works? No? Okay, okay. Oh my god. Sorry again, guys. Momentarily dying as Serral comes across the map here. Banelin will force those Lings to turn away, though. A little bit of Ling Bane going to be kicking off here in game number 3. Lurker count is even, so it is a pretty similar situation they're both going into. Serral starts up a +1 missile attack already. Evo chamber, but no sign of furthering into the lair, the Rotron. Still with the lair and extra gases, looking to play Mutalisks here. No Rotron, no Evo, no reason to be taking this many gases. And so obviously going to be one of those situations where, you know, he's going to throw down the Spire and play just a little bit of a different opening to the Roaches we might often expect in the ZvZ and all the rest of it. Balin, oh, that was nearly very close. Nearly all those things of Serral going down as that Balin finished morphing just on cue. Obviously a morph in from Solo who wants to try and pick up some information. I mean, Serral going into his own lair now as Rotron about to finish. We'll see how much he wants to commit to this attack. The thing is, any attack he goes for, he won't have Roach speed to attack with. That's a very scary prospect because it means it limits his, you know, retreating potential, which can be a bit of a weird one. Couple Banes. In the position, Bane. The Bane right there. Queen toggles down a Bane as well. Bane gets a good group of Zerglings. Some good stuff so far. Again, that +1 missile attack from Serral on the way up at the moment. Roach speed on the way through. Again, waiting for the Spider to finish though, so it's going to get his Mutas on the map, and we'll see how Serral's going to try and deal with these. Now, Serral has dealt with these Mutas of Solo once today, if I'm not mistaken. He actually had a very good game against the Mutas where he played pretty solidly and was able to clean them up and take some great fights for himself. That was actually on Odyssey, wasn't it? Maybe that was, maybe it was Ascension to Aya. Maybe it was the first series they played. Let me remind myself. Yeah, it was Ascension to Aya. Actually, the time that Solo went Mutas was the time that Serral completely fell apart and lost the game. So ignore me. Let's see how it works out for Solo this time around. Sorry, my mute came off halfway through coughing. God damn it. Things coming in, and then we're just going to be seeing these drones. Going to be taking a few shots. I mean, Freework's going down. Mutas revealed. Hydrogen on the way from both. Now, the Solar Hydrogen is probably going to be used a little bit differently. Probably going to be going in towards that sort of Lurker play style, rather than Hydras of his own. And there's that Lurker den starting up. Muta Lurker is a very good way to play because the Mutas buy a lot of time to set up into the Lurkers, which are generally a difficult thing to get in ZvZ, because building the Lurker den takes a long time, then building the Lurkers takes a long time. We're going to try and go into this here. We're going to see his Roaches continuing to fight. I'm just going to be seeing the Mutas continuing to work their way through these Roaches on the ground as well. Before Factory gets placed down once more here. I'm just going to be seeing this +2 attack upgrade from Serral on the way in the back of the natural. I mean, obviously Serral going to go into some Hydras to help him push back these Mutas, give him some mobile defense so you can push towards the 4th base, etc. The Queens and the Muta together are pretty cool. I'm just going to see those Mutas going to fly in towards the main base. They're going to start working their way through a Queen. Smoke Crawl there to help push one of those Mutas back. Just coming in again, and a Queen once more falling back to the top side here. Nice little pick off. And Soul going to be coming back through, and he'll be happy with the way that this has gone so far. Smita's coming back towards the center. Hydra's on the way up on either side. Let's see this Overseer going to get grabbed as well. Nice little pick off there. See it going down, and again these Roaches going to knock down another set of rocks, opening up the pathway through further into the middle of the map here. Roaches and Hydralisks going to be able to knock those rocks down as well. Also nicely done. And Solar is going to fly around still with these Mutalisks. So Solar flying around with the Mutalisks and going to be coming all the way up the right side of the map. Going to be seeing these Roaches and Hydras trying to push forward. Some Lurker shots going to be doing some bits and pieces of damage, I guess. Overseer does get picked off right there. And again, the Muta's picking away, getting rid of that Extractor. Good harassment in general by Solar, who is already finding himself maxed out. But obviously behind on upgrades, etc. And that's actually maybe going to determine this fight a little bit. Lurkers had to move forwards to be able to burrow into this, but they're still not in range. Problem is for Serral, Solar is going to be able to break through the Roach line, and then the Hydras are very much so exposed, and they are going to go down very quickly from there. Lurkers will keep on pushing themselves forwards. And I think Serral's just going to be in a little bit too much trouble here. A little bit too much trouble indeed. Lurkers continue to push on forwards a little bit at a time. And well, here we go. Serral going to try and fight this. He gets rid of one of the Lurkers. Gets rid of one of the Lurkers, but still trying to fight this. Big spread from Serral. He is maxed out again. In fairness, he's maxed out again. It means he can make this work. However, about to come up, he would love some Vipers to abduct those Lurkers or to blinding cloud them. Roaches and Hydras from the right, trying to see what they can do. And here we go. Roaches pushing forwards, and a big surround coming in from Serral. A huge surround coming in from Serral. Is this going to be the fight he needs to turn this around a little bit? Coming in, he's going to be spreading out. We're going to see the Lurkers starting to drop. It's a very even fight so far. There's not many Lurkers left. Across the Battleon, one in the back to weaken it up. And he is going to be able to grab the kill on that as well. Remember, Serral's fighting all of this with a +2 over +1 missile advantage, and that definitely helps also. Pulling the Ravagers back here, Serral will take the fight to clean this up. So Serral right back into the game now. 146 supply apiece after that engagement. But Serral getting up Vipers and just getting up extra and better army pieces to really put himself into the into a better position throughout the game. Roaches will gather just in front of the 4th. And they will start to push forwards once again here. A few Ravagers going to start morphing in. One Changeling gets picked off right from the get-go. And again, these Roaches, Hydras, Ravagers pulling over towards the right-hand side. Another couple of Ravagers on the way up here. And still this Roach Ravager Hydra Force just trying to get set up and seeing what it can do. Pushing forwards again here. Solo will grab himself. He cancel on a Ravager. Those Vipers are so deadly though. The Blind Clouds, even on the Roach Hydra army, can just force them to push into not very nice positions, although Serral might lose his 4th base again. Why is he not comfortable fighting this? Just because he wants to go and deal with this on the side? I mean, that's messy, and Serral's actually leaving a lot of his army, not enough of his army behind over here to win this fight, and that is becoming a bit more awkward. Here come the Blinding Clouds, allowing Serral to push this back a little bit more, although he roofed commands forwards quite a lot there, and actually I think Solar's starting to take this much better on the multi-pronged here from Solar than it is from Serral. And I think Serral is pretty much going to be keeping on cleaning this up, but really coming out still at an overall deficit. Just the lack of a 4th base. Look at the income difference. It's been going better and better for Solar here. And each one of these spikes has just been a few more mineral patches mined out from Serral. When his main base mined out, you know, he's got nowhere to send his extra workers, whereas Solar does. And that's the big difference right now. As he mines out, he has less workers to work with, and Solar just gets further and further ahead. And that's the issue, just no 4th base from Serral, and now Solar 170, 140 supply. Looking to win 2 games back-to-back to go up 2-1 in this best of 7. Roaches, Ravagers, the Vipers as well, moving around to see where they can go. And you see that Overseer getting picked off. And a few more Roaches and Ravagers pushing forwards as well. Vipers coming in, not finding anything just yet. Here we go this time from Serral, a bit more of a commitment forwards. Trying to do a little bit more. Roaches still backwards and forwards, trying to do a bit more too. It's a very messy affair, isn't it? You're going to see corrosive battles coming down all over the place. Solar is maybe not going to push through right now. Serral will defend, but I think Solar still has the overall advantage, right? I think Solar still has the overall advantage, but Serral just might struggle to really keep up. A few more Lurkers on the way out at the moment. Extra Ravager or 2 popping. Solar just building again, and I mean the reintroduction of a few Lurkers just going to make life so much more difficult for Serral once more. He's finally gotten up to the 4th base. He's finally starting to mine from it, but it's just too late. A nice abduct for one of the lurker kills, but I mean, Solo just keeps on pushing forwards. That Viper's not going to get energy again anytime soon. A couple of mutas come in. I mean, okay, they might not do a lot. They'll probably just get taken down, but Solo will take the third game, and he'll go up 2-1 now in this best. Serral, Solar, and it is aggression from Serral to the bottom right-hand side. Gas pool. Gonna go all in here on Odyssey. We'll see how much he commits to it. Whether it'll be the one base with the Banes, or whether he'll go just for the speed. Queen and 2 Lings initially. And pulling out of gas with just 1 worker. So you will go Bane and Nest. And we'll look for the follow-up here. Alright. Sorry. The Fueling is on the way up and getting ready to roll then. Solar in the top left, hatch gas pool. Will he be able to defend against this, or will Serral tie this series up 2 apiece to move into a game number 5 with? Again, this is going to be all in from Serral. 1 base, no hatchery to come down on the low ground. Because everyone's going to start moving onto the map. I'm looking to see what they can get up to. So, Lings around the left here. Looking to see what they can do. Looking to see if they can push up this left side to end this game early. However, Serral actually has an overload coming in this direction. An overload which I don't think Serral is expecting to be here. And so now Solar is going to see this and gets a bit of a pre-warning about what's going on. We've seen the Spine Crawler coming down in the natural mineral. We've seen the couple of Banes starting to morph on in. But Serral is going to actually get one of them cancelled already. Well, it does mean that he gets a few Zerglings of Solar. I guess it's hard to say whether that's worthwhile or not at the moment. There's that Spine Crawler. Baneling number 1 finishes. Baneling number 2 and 3 morphing. More Lings coming across, and there's actually even more Banes coming on in here. What's Solar's response going to be then? He does still have gas mining, but does he invest into a Bane nest? He's going to have to wait for so long until his Banes are actually ready to go to help defend this. Here we go. First Bane goes off. Doesn't do a lot. Spine Crawlers will probably be the target of this next few Banes to get rid of that nice and quickly. Queens transfuse each other. Ling's still on the high ground. Queens should probably try and get down the Baneling, right? Get that before it becomes a major issue. Zergling's going to try and fill the gap that Queen will leave. Solo just completely shuts this down. Completely. A new Spine Crawler finishes in the back. And what do you do from here now? Serral, buddy, like... Solo's got Lings, he's got speed, he drops a Bane nest, he's ahead in workers, he's ahead on the hatchery. Serral has not found the damage he's needed, and he has fallen apart in this finals. He's behind now in game 4. It'll be the 3rd game in a row he loses if he doesn't find a way back into this. Solo's going to start getting aggressive. And again, he's going to be aggressive off 2 bases of production. Serral only gets 1. Couple of overloads on the way up. Bane nest on the way in. 15 to 9 army supply. Few defensive Banes over here. This is the best of 7, guys. Even if Solo wins this one, there's still 1 more game to win the tournament. He moves way over to the right, and again, just waiting to see what else happens. Solo setting up just down here and towards the center. We've seen the Zerglings coming on in, looking to see what they can get up to. It's unfair, Serral has no advantage. Solo lost in the winner bracket. He did, he started 1-0 up. Serral got the advantage of 1 game going into this series. So we're setting up into this, still waiting to see what the next move is. Solo's been droning a little bit. Has some Lings to the side to counter-attack in, but those Banes are a bit of a threat. Solo just going to go up to the lead to start to play into his follow-up, which I guess will probably be mutas. Play mutas from the lead, and, well, that's going to be, I mean, play mutas from the even position, they're hard to deal with. Play mutas from the lead, they're kind of crazy. Kind of crazy how good it could be. I think it's going to fall back towards and through the center. The Spire is on the way up now from Solar, so Spire coming on in. Some Lings from Serral, some Banelings as well. Moving around here. Still a few more Zerg and some Solar moving around as well. We're going to see what they can get up to over the next few minutes. Cryptum are going to get placed, and Solar just going to move forwards a little bit right now. And I'm just going to be seeing the Zerg going to get picked off as well. Solar, nice little something right there. Again, Spire on the way. Did Serral actually see the Spire? He saw the lair. He did not see the Spire, so he doesn't know about this 100% just yet. Going into his own +1 missiles, going into his Roach Run, but playing from behind. Could be tough. Serral loses a bin as a single Ling moves forwards, and Serral didn't have it on hold position. Didn't have it controlled. Another little bit of a shame. A little something else that goes in Solar's favor here, just in case he didn't hit at anything else. And so he will set up Spore Crawlers on the third base. He can set up a Spore Crawler, so he maybe has a bit of a read on what this could be, just realizing the possibility of not seeing a Roach Run or an Evo, realizing it could be Mutas. I mean, he did just play against Mutas last game as well, so it would make sense. But man, it's going to be so good for Solar. He's going to just supply block Serral with the Overlord kills. He's going to force Serral to rebuild so much of these Mutas that by the time this transitions into the Roach versus Roach game, it's going to be such a good position for... It's going to be such a good position to see Solar move free on. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. First Overlord going to go down here as the Mutas are just looking for extra OBs to pick off as well. Queens will gather together defensively for now towards the front of this group spread. So these Queens just gathering together at the front here, and it's going to be seeing the Changeling getting picked off as well. This one missile attack, Roach speed coming on through. Just coming back in towards the main base, and again doing a little bit more damage here, doing a little bit of picking away. And this is exactly the sort of damage we're talking about. Things that slow Serral down, that just make his Roach follow-up so difficult to execute. Whereas Solar will just go into his own Roaches, no problem. And honestly, Serral is in trouble, because Solar with +1 and Roach speed will just attack. And he's going to have such a monumental supply advantage straight up against this. It's going to be just crazy. Like, I mean, Serral right now is trying to build an infestation bit to play against this. It all just stems from him being so far behind from an attempted all-in from him in the early stages, which just didn't then really lead into anything. And these Mutas still just moving around and looking to see what they can get up to over the next few moments. The Zerglings getting taken down as well. Ravagers, Roaches, Banelings moving through the center here. And try and keep on pushing forwards. Here's some Zerglings coming up in towards the main base. We are going to be seeing a Queen starting to target it down. Taking a little bit of damage once again. Roach is doing some good damage here too, and here we go. I mean, here's the big push. Just as Roach +1 finishes, he's got that Roach speed. Biles on the ramp or on the Evo chamber to help out. I mean, there's just not the units here that Serral needs to be able to deal with this. The Mutas are picking off units as they transfer between bases. GG. Solar puts it to a 3-1 scoreline. What can I say? Alright. Let's do this, guys. Let's introduce our players. Game number 5 of this best of 7. To the top left-hand side, our red Zerg player from Splice. It is Solar. And he is up against the player who's down by 2 maps now. It is Serral. I love that Harsam's just in the back of the jacuzzi. Like, can't even make, like, he's literally just he's in the jacuzzi with a flower bikini, I think. I don't even know what's going on. Why does he have a flower bikini on? This is crazy. Alright, well, we set up into this stage of the game. Look to see what's going to be happening as we get rolling here in the early stages. Serral versus Solar. Game number 5. Now, again, Solar's won 3 in a row. Serral came into this final 1-0 up from the winner's bracket. Let's see if let's see how it goes. Sola and Serral are both in Korea, by the way, guys, so they are both playing here at like 5:15 a.m. or so. They're both playing here in the today from Korea, so they are on pretty much exactly even seconds. Anyway, setting up into this, looking to see what's going to happen as he set up, move around the map. Looking to see what is next. Feeling's coming across some solos. He gets ready to take a third hatch. And we'll see if he can do much with these in the early stages. God damn, this break has really screwed me over. Like, I was kind of like dying before. Now the downtime, I'm just like, ugh. Any semblance of sort of energy that I had is now completely disappeared. Feeling skirmishing around, looking to see what's up. Looking to see what they can get up to. Not really too much going on. Modeling's on the way from solo though. Serral's got Ling speed about finished, but he is making drones, so he'll be a little bit behind here as we set up into this. You see a couple of Lings coming through, and Solo not going to be able to cancel his couple of Banes. His Ling's coming across the map, a Rotron behind it. So Solo here looking for an aggressive follow-up with these Lings into Roachling to try and end this series and this tournament, of course. A couple of Banes are going to go down already. That's not good for Serral. He's not going to be able to defend his third hatch here, I don't think. He's already in trouble. I mean, new Banes are coming on in, but can he buy himself enough time to connect on that? I just don't think he saves the hatchery. No way. Cancel it is. Now, Rotron coming. Solo's actually still droning. I really thought he was just going to spam roaches here. But instead, he's adding a few more drones as well. Lings, a couple of Banes moving around too. So if these Zerglings looking back around for a moment or so as well. Let's see what else is happening, and there's going to be seeing a few more roaches on the way up. So again, Solo is going to push for some roaches, but how many is he going to commit to overall? He's still making some more. He's going to wait a little bit. Oh, but he gets seen by a scouting Zergling. Serral kind of knows that this is coming now. So now Serral knows that this is coming, and obviously that's a pretty big deal. I was just going to have the Zergling some solar. Let's have a look to see how he can do this. Lings on either side. Just have the a few more roaches running around. Evo Chamber dropping down from Serral as well. I'm just going to be seeing still. Solo just going to defend them. He's just going to sit defensive with these roaches. No Evo Chamber. I mean, does he defend or does he? I guess at some point he might actually push across and to try and do a little bit more. I guess he has to, right? Like, it only really makes sense to. Zergling's coming over. I mean, Serral's got enough to defend, though. He's going to start last, start his +1. What is Solo doing? He just start +1 now, so he just started going to the next stage of this. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Well. These roaches going to start moving around, thinking about what they want to try and do. These few Zerglings of Solar. Not too sure about what they want to try and do either just yet, I guess. There's a few more roaches coming through the center of the map. +1 missiles on either side, layer on either side. Again, Serral was just a little bit faster set up into this here, but he is behind on workers. That's something Solar has in his favor. The income has been his throughout, and the army supply. In general, Solar's just been a bit ahead on everything throughout the game. It's been a bit of a weird one, because it hasn't really been a game where you expect Solar to be ahead on income, but here we are. Whatever it was earlier that happened, it definitely was in Solar's favor, because everything is leaning his way at the moment. Feeling, seeing what they can do. +1 missile still coming up on either side. Roach speed coming in as well. Yeah, Roach speed much slower here from Solo though, and that means he might not really be able to make as much of an attack out of this. He's just spamming out Roaches though. Man, he's going to have so many of them. I guess he's just going to go, right? I mean, +1's going to finish shortly. He doesn't have much to wait for. A few Roaches here to defend these Zerglings already. A few of them will run up into towards the main where new Roaches are about to pop to help deal with this as well. Some drones will get pulled to help out too. Pretty crazy stuff as Solo starts to come through the center of the map. Starts to try and do a little bit more here. So these Roaches standing up. Again, Roach speed going to be finishing shortly from Solo. It is a little bit behind. Just 20 army supply ahead as he pushes forwards here. I mean, is it going to be enough to break through, obviously, defend his advantage? Well, that's the question we're asking ourselves as pushing over here. We have Solar trying to win this entire tournament with this one attack. Roaches and Ravagers are set up. Cell set defensively, a few bars dropping down. Doesn't get the kill on that Overlord there. Was too much faster here from Serral, something he could try and utilize if the opportunity arises. Solar actually going to invest into Tunneling Claws and the Burrow to get that rolling, get that opportunity going for himself. A few biles up the ramp won't do much. And Overseer just checking out where the units are. These Roaches have to turn away. Pretty even number of Roaches, 9 against 9. Just going to disengage from the fight though. Seeing that Burrow and that Tunneling Claws coming up as well right now, so still sending up into this. We see to the bottom side, just these Roaches trying to push through again. Nice split ups here from Solo to try and just punish Serral a little bit, try and do something. Solo was the player earlier today who actually won a game off the back of Serral just not being able to split his army well enough. And so maybe looking for something similar here. Backing away though, and again he is behind the +2 attack, so he will want to try and avoid fights during that timing window where he's not got the +2 attack yet Serral does. Burrow and Tunneling Claws finishing up shortly though, and so you will be able to start setting up some attacks. There's a lack of detection around the natural and the main. It could be a nice little maneuver. Obviously, he can't set it up here, but he can definitely set it up over this side. Serral has, it's actually going to be a good opportunity for Solo, I think. Still moving around with just a little bit of his army up to the top. These Roaches, there we go. Tunneling Claws just completing. Now he can start to move on forwards. And again, Serral, obviously, he'll see it if he's paying attention. But is he paying attention to this blank area? Why would he be? It doesn't really make sense to. For us about to get a Ravager as well, favoring Solar. And here we go. Now he's going to see it. Overseer has come in here, but the Roaches are already in the mineral lines. Obviously, that's going to be a pretty big deal. They're starting to pop on up. The Corrosive Bars coming down as well. You can see drones going down on either side right here. 11 workers killed. And so far, well, actually, the main hatchery might go down this way and more. And then again, Serral is just not splitting his army up correctly to the top side here. He's going to be completely outnumbered. And Serral is already starting to fall apart. Roaches split on up while being burrowed. There's some Roaches still in the natural. And Solo is just taking complete advantage of this burrow play. Serral played this so well, but it feels like Solo's just dealt with the lateness of the day a lot better than Serral has. 196 supplied to the 155, and Solo still has a bank to play with. Serral is down to 35 workers. He will not have a lot of income, and he's losing even more here as these Roaches pop back up in the main. There's still some in the natural. Absolutely crazy. More Roaches reinforcing, going to come through the top side and get ready to fight on down into this position. Maybe this is a fight Serral can win. Nice split from the biles here from Solo so far. So that was going to split himself up as well. Roaches and Ravagers will keep on fighting. Ooh, Serral is going to lose. Sorry, he is going to win this fight quite convincingly. Solo pushed back, getting a little bit ahead of himself. Still has money to spare though, and that's the thing. And also Spire coming up for a transition. That could be pretty deadly. If he gets into mutas here and there's just zero preparation from Serral, that's how Solo just straight up wins this game in like a split second, I think. And the thing is, Solo has enough units on the map to therefore, to actually bank money and to build up for the rest of this here. It's going to be seeing the Roaches still moving around. Getting themselves set up here. Again, Sal, no idea about the Spire right now. Has no idea what Solo is switching into. As you see the Roaches, a few Ravagers from Solo. Through the center, trying to reposition. These Roaches going to get picked away at. We'll just pop open. Obviously, we'll just trade out for some drones, trying to keep that eco of Serral super low. Solar will want to trade out a few roaches right now, get himself some supply to make those mutalisks with. He's got 1,000 gas in the bank. That's 10 mutas already. It's already a scary number. 10 of them on the way up. We're just going to try and keep pushing up this ramp some bits and pieces. As soon as these mutas fly in and kill those Ravagers and start to work their way through this army, I mean, even just mineral lines, whatever Solar goes for, I don't know what the best thing for him to go for even is. The Ravagers, the fight, the mineral lines, and the economy. I really don't know. I really don't know. Another Ravager begins to morph on in. And those mutas from Solar start to move across the map. So, Solar starts to move across the map. We're going to be seeing Serral is actually going to try and take a fight risks. And that will be where he GG Solar! This takes Penthouse Party #3 champion. Congratulations to Solar.